All right, hey everybody. I'm listening to my own music here. Kind of like this jam. This is nice. All right, fading it down. Welcome, everybody. This is the Crosstalk Solutions. Oh, it came back up. VNC, what are you gonna do? VNC? VLC. Sorry, I get those two mixed up. This is the Crosstalk Solutions 100,000 subscriber live stream and the first live stream of 2019. So welcome everybody. Welcome to everyone who's already popping up into the comments here. Do I have my, there we go, there's my shortcuts. Yeah, it's been about 3 months or so since I've done a live stream, so I'm a little bit rusty. Bear with me. If there's any problems with the audio, if there's any problems with the video, just let me know and I will try to fix it. So yes, thank you very much for everyone who's saying congratulations in the comments here, in the chat. Man, it's been a long time coming, but we finally hit a 100,000 subscribers. There you can see, I actually woke up this morning and it was at 100,004. And so now it's at 100,056. And I'm always reluctant to put this graphic up on the screen because inevitably whenever I put up the number of subscribers that I have, a bunch of people immediately unsubscribe, and then and then that number goes down, which is fun for everyone, I suppose. So anyways, I'm just gonna go back to the old chat window here. So yeah, I don't really have anything planned much for this live stream other than we are going to be doing a couple of giveaways. Or I shouldn't say I'm not gonna do giveaways in this live stream. I'm announcing a couple of giveaways here, and then I'll pick a winner probably like this Friday or something. But I wanted to have everyone, give everyone the opportunity to enter the contest, not just people that happen to be watching this live stream. So basically, the contest is going to be very simple. In fact, let me put up some contest rules here. Where did I have that? There we go. All right, so there's your contest rules. 100,000 subscribers. 2 very simple rules. Must be following me on Twitter. Now, I have 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, but I'm actually trying to boost the followers that I have on Twitter, which is why I'm doing this contest on Twitter. I have it's like 3,400 followers or something on Twitter, and I really kind of want to sort of start bumping that number up, especially as we got some really exciting things happening this year where I'm going to be using Twitter to do announcements and updates and stuff like that, even more so than YouTube. It's just a lot easier to send out a quick tweet sometimes than to create a whole video and edit it and upload it and all that sort of good stuff. So it's a really nice way to to get the word out to people about different things. And if you don't have Twitter, sorry guys, I guess you can't enter the contest. Now, the second part of the contest is once you have me on Twitter, just send me any tweet or any reply to any tweet that I do, and just make sure you have the hashtag Crosstalk100K, as you can see right there, and that means you're entered. Now, this contest is going to be open to everyone, as in internationally. However, if you are not in the continental United States, I'm just going to send you money instead of sending you prizes. So what are the prizes? Basically, there's 2 different prizes. The first prize is a brand new, in the box, Ubiquiti G3 Dome camera. I love these cameras. I actually have one right above me right here that keeps an eye on my office 24/7. I've been using it lately with Unify Protect. If you guys are interested in a video on Protect, I have one coming out likely this Thursday. So my big Protect video, I'm putting a lot of work into it, and it should be done in time to upload and get out to you guys on Thursday. So stay tuned for that. So there we go. You know what? I'm going to do this bigger. Hang on a second here. All right, so there's prize number 1. Unify G3 Dome camera from Ubiquiti Networks. Okay, so prize number 2. Unify Switch 8 150 watt. Okay, so this is a really, really nice switch, you guys, especially if you just have a small number of PoE devices. If you're into Unify like I am, this is a great little switch to have. I don't need to tell you about it. If you guys are following my channel, you probably already know all about Ubiquiti and Unify, so you understand that this 8-port 150-watt switch is it's just the bee's knees, guys. I really love this thing, and so what I'm going to do is I'll choose 2 winners. Whoever wins first can pick which one of these they want, and then the second winner will get whichever one's left over. I think that's... Oh my gosh, I just knocked my phone off the hook. I think that's pretty fair, so I'll put these here in the background. There we go. Okay, so what do you guys think about those switches? Put that in the chat. Let me actually run through a couple of the chats that we've got up on the screen here right now. I want that /Napoleon Dynamo. Oh, someone must be replying to someone else. Those are awesome switches. Yes, they are awesome switches. Oh, by the way, if you are international, and like I said, I won't ship these international because it just costs me too much money, you know, for a free giveaway, but I'll PayPal you $100. Okay, so if you're international and you win either first or second prize, just hit me up and I will just PayPal you some money. Okay, I'll PayPal you $100 USD. And I don't know what the conversion value of USD to your country's currency is, but hopefully the dollar's still strong. I don't really know. Anyways, I'm not going to get political, but let's go ahead and get to these chats. So someone writes, Ivo Breckelmans writes, still like the Noctua fans. Yes. So after I did that Switch update, and it was funny because I actually had a couple of videos that I was trying to get done. I went on vacation for a week. I was in Maui for a week. So you guys, I scheduled videos to come out, but that video on the update of Switches came out while I was on vacation. But the nice thing about those Noctua fans, when I finally got the right Noctua fans in my Unified 24-port PoE switch, I now literally cannot hear it. It is dead silent. So if you have a USG Pro, if you have a US 24 250 watt, get those Noctua fans that I said in my video and you put them in there and it's just literally dead silent. I could have this next to my bed and I wouldn't hear it. I think the fans in the US 48 are different, but I'd have to crack one open. If any of you guys can confirm, put that information in the comments here because I'm not exactly sure if that's the case or not. Okay, so let's see, what else do we have? Chris, what do you think about the new $35,000 Model 3? Wonderful question. I love it. Like, I love that they are coming out. Not only did they make the Model 3 $35,000, they also announced a couple of other things. Tesla announced that they are dropping the price on both the Model S and the Model X. So the base price of both of those cars came down. And in addition to that, they have now made it so that if you purchased enhanced autopilot with your Model 3, they cut the price for fully autonomous driving down significantly. So I think it was like $5,000 to get fully autonomous driving after the fact, and now I think they knocked it down to like $2,000 or $3,000 instead, which is great. So they're just helping to boost sales a lot, especially in the lower end market. And you know, considering that in Q4 2018, the Tesla Model 3 outsold the Toyota Corolla, even at the premium prices that people were already paying for like the higher end versions. Now that they've come out with a $35,000 version, and I think a couple of other, you know, smaller price or lower end price versions, plus they're now expanding, you know, into other markets. I'm seeing a lot of Model 3s being delivered in, you know, Norway and Sweden and European countries, as well as they're opening some sort of big factory in China as well. They're going to explode. So if you thought last year was big growth for Tesla, 2019 I think is going to be like explosive growth for Tesla. So there were a couple of super chats. Redith Graham, $5 super chat. End this live stream in an hour so that I can download it for my flight. Well, I am only planning to live stream for an hour, so you should be in luck there. Redith, no problem. And there was another super chat that came through too. Oh, Brian T. Hey, Chris, congrats on hitting 100K. Thank you so much. $5 super chat from Brian T. So speaking of that, super chats are active. If you guys are interested in throwing me a couple bucks, you can do that with a super chat. And if you ask a question along with a super chat, I will stop what I'm doing to answer that question. Okay, so Someone said no Wi-Fi on your flight. No, when you fly from the Pacific coast out to, what was that? I had something on my chin right there. When you fly from the Pacific coast out to Hawaii, when you get about 100 miles offshore, the Wi-Fi drops out for whatever reason. I would think that they would be getting it by satellite, but maybe not. Maybe you guys know, like, is the go-go in-flight internet, is that beamed from the ground up, or is that beamed from the top down? Because I thought it would come from satellites, but maybe they just don't have satellite coverage, over the Pacific Ocean out to Hawaii. Who knows? Okay, so Montreal is not internet. We'll tell you what. If you are in Montreal or somewhere relatively close to the United States, Mexico or something like that, I'll see. Okay, I'll check the shipping on the units. If it's not too ridiculously expensive, I'll go ahead and ship it. But I found, like, even shipping to Canada can get quite pricey. So, okay, so any idea regarding the new Unify VoIP phone version 2? So that is true. They have announced, or it's in the early access store, that there is a new Unify VoIP phone that's going to be coming out. It's the UVP Gen 2. I haven't seen a lot about it, other than I think the description says something about it's easier to integrate with SIP providers or SIP PBX systems, something like that. So you guys know my thoughts on the last phone. I've talked about it quite extensively. I was not a fan of the original UVPs for a number of reasons. We'll see. I'm interested in checking out the newer UVP. I'll give it a fair shake, just like I would give any product. And if I like it, I'll tell you. And if I don't like it, I'll tell you that as well. Okay, so let's see. Pretty sure airplanes use an antenna on the belly to get internet from ground stations. Yeah, that would make sense, because if they were flying over to Hawaii, I would imagine that if it was satellite, they should still be able to get satellite Wi-Fi, but it did drop off about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour into the flight. The Wi-Fi dropped off. Opinion on Unify Protect. Okay, so again, I have a lot of opinions on Unify Protect, and those opinions will be coming in my Unify Protect video. I'm not going to spoil anything here. Just keep an eye on the channel. This Thursday is when I'm planning on releasing that video. Again, don't quote me on that. I've written like 3 or 4 pages on Unify Protect. I'm going to do it more of like a teleprompter script format, because I want to make sure that I give you guys like straight up concise information and not just me rambling like a moron for 20 minutes. So when I do teleprompter stuff, I can really organize my thoughts and convey that information much clearer. So I'm going to try to do that instead. And again, Thursday. I'll try to get it out Thursday, but it's a big video. It's going to be a lot of recording and editing, so we'll see. Okay, Packet Dog says, Chris, I'm interested in what you like for Unify Video Protect setups. We're starting to roll this out with some of our clients, but we're trying to rack mount NVRs and they're very high costs. So again, I don't want to spoil anything, guys. I will come out with all of my thoughts, not only on Protect, but on the future of Unify Video as well, in my Protect video on Thursday. How many miles do you have on your Model 3? That's a good question. In fact, they've got an app. I'll tell you exactly, because I can look it up. Oh, wow. Look at that. I've already got like 20 tweets. Let's see if we're getting those hashtags coming in. Oh, yeah. Crosstalk 100K. Excellent. Thanks, guys. That's awesome. I tried to tweet at Paul's Hardware the other day to see if he would notice me. Like, please notice me, Paul's Hardware. I'm hitting 100K right as you're hitting 1 million. And, of course, he didn't notice me. So, what are you going to do? All right, so Tesla miles. Let's see. I currently have 8,287 miles on my Tesla. And that's in about 6 months. I've been driving that thing quite a bit. I drove it down to Northern California over Thanksgiving. I'm going to be driving it down to Los Angeles again in about a month or so. So, yeah. Oh, wow. Christoph Sturkins, 50 euro super chat. Thank you so much for that. My whole company exists because of your YouTube channel. Wow. That's amazing, man. Thanks. 3 people, 2 employees. Hang on, let me bring this up so you guys can actually see it. Oh, hang on. I got to edit my OBS. There we go. I think that's better. read this again. So my whole company exists because of your YouTube channel. 3 people, 2 employees. We do Unify and bonding internet. SIM plus VSAT plus VDSL. We adore you. Well, thank you so much, Christoph. Look at you've got the same initials as me too, CS. Well, thank you so much for that. I'm glad that I could help out. And I've actually heard that a lot. I really do try to be as encouraging as possible to people, especially in IT, when people are looking to strike out on their own, because it can be really scary to try to go independent and try to start up your own business. But I can tell you from personal experience, YouTube aside even, if you put the work in, it is 100% possible to do IT work for clients as your own business. Okay, and if you guys are interested in sort of my, I did a video called Tips for IT Consulting. You can go look that up on my channel. If you're interested in getting into IT consulting, I recorded that video about a year or a year and a half after I had started originally. And it was basically just 10 things that I learned and sort of how I got started in this, independent consulting. And yeah, and I'll tell you that the first time I attempted independent consulting, I failed. Okay, so I did not, I had to go back to a regular full-time position after about 2 years, the first time that I tried independent consulting. It was in my late 20s. I am now in my early 40s. Okay, so when I was in my late 20s, probably 29, 30 years old, right around there, I made a decent amount of money on the sale of a condo. And so I took some of that money that I had made and I said, you know what, I'm going to start my own business, independent consulting business. And I started that business, and I just didn't realize the amount of dedication and effort that you have to put in for the business to be successful. And in my 20s and early 30s, I just wasn't ready for that, right? So that business failed. And then I took a job with this company called Finality, and I was with Finality for about 7 years. And in that 7 years, I learned a lot more about voice over IP. I learned a lot more about managing people. I had a number of management and director positions in that company. And it really gave me a lot more insight to where by the time Finality found it in their infinite wisdom to lay me off, I had the foundation at that point to then take the business and start fresh. And that was in September 2014. So yeah, I will give you guys a little bit of history here of the Crosstalk Solutions YouTube channel. So yeah, September 2014 is when I started. Well, it wasn't called Crosstalk at first. It was called C. Sherwood Consulting. It was my business, C. Sherwood Consulting. And then the first video that I uploaded to YouTube was was on January 16th, 2015. So 4 years and 2 months ago is when I uploaded my first video to YouTube. Let's take a look at this real quick. Let's take a little walk down memory lane and look at this video for a couple seconds here. Same exact theme music that I have now. Hey everybody, this is Chris with Crosstalk Solutions, and welcome to Free PBX 101. This is part 1, installation. First of all, what was I doing? Look at my hair. Look at, I'm way unshaven. So what you're looking at here is a guy who had just been laid off about 4 months prior. I had very few clients, and I was making very little money at what I was doing. I had just started the business, again, about 4 months prior to this. And I had so much spare time on my hands that this was like, hey, you know what? Why don't I just start making some videos on YouTube? And as a matter of fact, here, I'll do one extra contest as part of this live stream. Very little known fact that me, Chris Sherwood, I had a YouTube channel prior to Crosstalk Solutions. Okay, I don't think I've ever said this before on the channel, but I did have a video or a channel on YouTube. It's still there. Okay, all those videos from my old channel are still up on YouTube. And I'll tell you what, if anyone can find my old channel during this live stream, I'll send you $20. I'll send you a $20 Amazon gift card. How's that? You guys just got to tell me the name of the channel in the chat. And, okay, anyways, so let's get back to this video real quick here. I'm feeling good today, guys. I'm in a good mood. So let's see.
So this is the first
look, I'm totally
video
unshaved,
in a
first of all. Like,
series
I don't know. Sometimes I let the beard grow a little bit,
configure
but man, that's a little
free PBX
extreme.
for a small to medium sized.
And look at the lighting is terrible.
So first and foremost,
this was
what
done.
is free PBX?
This was recorded
Most
on
simply, free PBX.
This is how long ago this was. This was recorded on a DV camera. So I would have to record this onto DV footage and then play it back and record it into the computer, all right? I wasn't dealing with like DSLR, you know, memory cards, SD cards back in these days. This is literally from from my old DV cam. I think it was like a Sony handheld DV cam. And then some of my other videos were done with a, like, so this right here is a Logitech C920, which is still kind of a bottom of the line webcam, but I had an even worse webcam that was like a 4:3 aspect ratio, just horrible image quality. And at least this is a little bit better, but I live stream with this because my DSLR that I use for shooting all of my videos, I can't output clean HDMI. I'm getting closer because I installed this firmware on the Canon called Magic Lantern, and so I'm getting closer to where I can do clean HDMI, but I just haven't sat down and figured it out quite enough yet. Let me get to a couple of these super chats real quick. Let's see. I know a couple people said some stuff in here. Tadar Theodore, $4 or £4.99. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. Alex Colum, $10 super chat. Thank you so much. Congrats on 100K. Can you inform a Unify system at my mother's house to the cloud key at my house as another site? Yes, you can do that. However, it's a little bit tricky because you have to use the cloud key to open up ports in the firewall, assuming that you have USGs at both sides. You have to open up the correct ports in the firewall. Wait a minute, do you even have to do that? Because now with... No, I don't... Wait, do you have to do that? Yeah, you'd have to open up inform ports and stuff. So you would have to open up some ports to get through. However, you could manage the cloud key at the remote location through Ubiquiti's cloud interface, like unify.ubnt.com, or I guess unify.ui.com, as they now have the ui.com domain. So I believe you can do it, but again, it's really kind of a pain in the butt, right, to do it that way. I don't prefer to do it that way. I've only ever set up one client that way, and we didn't have a good time. They had two sites. There was always sort of problems back and forth between the sites. So anytime I have a multi-site unified deployment, at this point, I just fire up a DigitalOcean droplet, or I put them on my own Unify controller, which is also cloud hosted on DigitalOcean. And that works. It works really well. So I would just do it that way if it were me. But there you go. Okay, Christoph says, we did try to contact your company for some SIP assistance, but never got a reply. We do ask for invoicing and pay them. So you got to understand, and again, no offense to anyone who's ever written into our, used our web form or emailed us directly. We get, like, no joke, 20, 25, 30 emails a day. And I'm not talking about like actual work emails. I'm just like random people that email us asking questions. Hey, can you tell me about this? Can you tell me about this? What's your opinion on that? And I just don't have the bandwidth to go through and respond to everything. So sometimes I try to respond to stuff if it's a real quick answer, but you wouldn't be surprised at the amount of people that write me like a page worth of stuff that I have to read. And then to respond back to all of the stuff that they asked, it would probably take me, 15, 20 minutes to respond the right way. So, again, apologies in advance. I do have a thing on my ticketing system that says this too. It's like, listen, I very well may not get back to you because I just can't with the volume of people that try to contact us. A lot of times I open up those emails, I kind of skim through them, and if it looks like it's just someone asking a question and I don't have the time to answer it, I just delete it. So, again, sorry about that, but it's just a numbers game, man. I just don't have the bandwidth to be able to do that. And so again, no offense if I have done that to you out there, because again, Don't take it personally. And then Christoph goes on to say, it took us 22 months to get up to scale. Started as a solo independent consultant. So 22 months, that's about right. So for most small businesses, I think the sort of break-even time is just about 2 years. So 22 months it sounds about right. And yeah. And that 22 months is a big learning experience, right? You're trying to figure out what services do you want to provide. Like I talk about this in my tips for IT consulting video. Originally, I cast a very wide net. I was doing, Microsoft stuff. I was doing websites. I was doing basically anything that I kind of knew how to do and knew that I could do well for a customer. I was doing that. And then as I got more and more business in the areas that I wanted, I kind of sort of started slimming that down to the point where now we are strictly networking and voice over IP, and that's it. So it takes a while to sort of dial in your pricing, figure out the exact services that you want to provide. But like I said, cast a wide net at first and then go from there. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. I know there was another super chat. There we go. Andrew Knows Tech, $2 super chat. Who would you recommend for SIP trunking? So, so right now, if you need a SIP trunk provider today, I would recommend VoIP.ms. That's who I've been recommending to my customers. We were recommending Vitality, but they have now switched to where they are no longer... Vitality is no longer doing direct to consumer. They are wholesale only. So unless you are spending more than $300 a month on your SIP service, they're not going to be for you. So in lieu of that, we have been recommending VoIP.ms. And if you want my referral code, just contact me at info@crosstalksolutions.com. I'm happy to send you a referral code to VoIP.ms. I get a couple bucks if you use it, but again, no sweat if you don't. However, they are our interim solution. And this is the first time that I am mentioning this, okay? But one of our goals for this year, in fact, this quarter, this coming up second quarter of 2019, one of our goals is to get Crosstalk SIP off the ground, okay? So over the past few years, I've dealt with a number of SIP providers. We started off with this company called 2Talk. They were okay for a while, but then their service and support just went down the drain to the point where like their pricing was good, but it's such a headache dealing with them that it's just not worth it. Because in SIP you don't want to necessarily go to the bottom of the barrel of the cheapest provider that you can find. And then we were looking at like Flow Route's okay. We were looking at Vitality for a while. I think there was one other one in the middle there somewhere, but I don't remember who they were. And so it just got to the point where it was so many different SIP providers that none of them were great. Sometimes the pricing was good, sometimes the pricing was okay, but the service was always terrible. That ultimately what I decided to do, especially for my customers, Crosstalk PBX customers, is we are going to be creating our own SIP trunks, okay? And we're doing this not just like where I'm putting up servers and, I've got a couple servers in a data center and I'm doing SIP trunks. No, we are working with a back-end wholesaler, kind of like Vitality. It's not actually Vitality, but it's a similar type of thing where they're like a white label SIP service. I vetted them very hard, okay, up and to the point where I met with their CEO to talk about their SIP services and what they can do for us, and just making sure. I have been myself on their service for multiple months now, testing things out, going through their back-end porting process, literally hammering this company up and down, including their support. Because if I'm putting my name on something, it had damn well better be like top-notch support and service, okay? So that's not ready yet, but it's coming soon. And so what I would recommend is today, if you want to just sign up for a SIP provider, VoIP.ms is a good, cost-effective choice that has really good customer support. But wait for Crosstalk SIP to come out, because we are going to kill it with Crosstalk SIP. And I'm very excited about being able to announce and release our own SIP trunking plans. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question. Andrew knows tech. Let's see. Did I get any? Oh, here's another super chat here. Hang on a second. Did I miss any others? Here we go. All right. Let's put it back on this view here. Daniel Enos writes, I was looking at the Unified 900M Nano for use in the woods from a house to a barn that is 1.5 miles away, but it's all woods. Do you think this would work? So I can't tell you if it's going to work or not, but what I will tell you is the M900s, so the 900 megahertz radios, give you your best chance. Okay, so when you're looking at like these point-to-point devices, the higher the speed, so like you go like 900 megahertz, 2.4 gigahertz, 3.65 gigahertz, 5 gigahertz slash AC, right? When you go up that spectrum, your speed is going up with each step. However, inversely, your need for line of sight is going the other direction, right? So like even if you get like a Mikrotik 60 gigahertz, you know, like that wireless wire thing that they sell, if you have anything in the way of that wireless wire, you're hosed. Your connection's not going to work, right? Same thing with 5 gigahertz and AC. If there's a lot of obstructions, even like a single tree in between the point to point, if you don't have perfectly clear line of sight, there's going to be problems. But as you go back down, like 900 megahertz, you could probably shoot through a building and it would be fine. If you have a densely wooded area, that's going to be your only option. And I've often thought about maybe setting up a test here in my backyard, like shooting through some dense woods with 900 megahertz to see if it works. But anyways, we do sell a lot of those Loco M900s, and those are great point-to-point antennas, especially when you don't have perfect line of sight. So hopefully that answers your question. Okay, let's see. What else can I see? Sorry if I'm skipping over your questions, guys, but I thought there might have been another super chat. There is not. Okay, let's see. Who is the service just got here? I'm so waiting for Crosstalk SIP, and I'm so happy to hear that. Not only Crosstalk SIP, but we have some other stuff coming out that's very much on the down low. I have something that I am resting my left hand on right now that I am dying to show you guys, but I cannot. In fact, you know what? I will show you. Oh, no, I'm not going to show you. So there's a lot of really cool stuff that we're trying to do. You know, this is mostly a service business. We sell phone systems, we sell networking support and service in addition to the YouTube channel, and I'm trying to branch out into other areas as we have the capital to do so. So Crosstalk SIP is probably going to be the first area that we branch out to, and then I've got some other stuff, some physical products that might be coming out in the near future. And so stay tuned to the channel for that. It's going to be an exciting year for Crosstalk Solutions. On top of that, there's some other stuff happening that we're kind of waiting for word on right now. You know who you are if you're watching this, and we're kind of waiting for word on what might be a really cool contest that we're going to be doing towards about the middle of the year. Okay, so here's another super chat from Clementoso, €10.99. Hi, Chris. Congrats. I also started my own company. I got inspired by your channel. Awesome. I can't tell you how much that makes me happy. Doing well. Within 1 year, I quit my job, now looking to expand. It's challenging. Hiring people isn't cheap. Any tips? Yeah, I got some tips for you. So what I do, right, so let's put it this way. Crosstalk Solutions, I'm the only employee of my company, okay? But I have a lot of guys that work for me. They're all very good. Every single one of them. I trust with all of my clients. I trust with the work that we do. I know that they know their stuff in whatever particular area of expertise they're in, but they're all subcontractors. Okay, so if you are looking to hire some people because you're getting too much work, find other people that you trust or that you can vet in whatever geographic area you're looking to cover, and then give them supplemental work, right? So basically, I give work to my subcontractors, and I take a percentage of whatever they make, okay? So I mean, there's still a lot of work involved with, you know, accounting and billing, and there's some customer service involved in all of that, but it's a really nice way to start scaling without having to actually make hires that you might not have work for right off the bat. Like if if you can't hire a full-time employee to help you do computer work, start with subcontractors. Pay people out their hourly rate and take a percentage. It works pretty well for me. Andrew knows tech. Crosstalk beer. No, I don't have any sort of... I think Crosstalk ale sounds better than Crosstalk beer. That would be awesome. And it's funny, my wife, I sometimes take on hobbies where like if I take on a hobby outside of work, I'm like one of those guys that like I go full in on a hobby, you know what I mean? And like I've always thought about maybe trying to brew beer, but I never have, because I know that if I start, I'm going to end up with like a 50-gallon like brewing setup in my garage or something. Like I just don't want to get into it. And I live, whoa, there's some, look at that shine on my head. How can I get rid of that? There we go. Block that shine. There's something, the sun's just perfectly hitting my monitor stand to where it was blasting me in the face. Yeah, I don't want to get into it. And I live here in the Pacific Northwest where there's so many people that are really good at brewing beer out here that like, I'll just drink their beer. I don't need to make my own. But good idea. Maybe someday I would try it. Who knows? Okay, so let's see. Rick Zimmerman says, one of the things I'm looking for in shopping for a SIP server is location, server location. Must have high MTU, jitter, ping from Charter and CenturyLink. Okay. Yeah. So the nice thing about what we're going to have in the Crosstalk SIP solution is that not only can you you can purchase Crosstalk SIP trunks, but you can choose your backend provider. Okay, so there's a number of high-tier backend providers that are available to you, and you can choose to put your DIDs on any one of those, whichever one you're most comfortable with. So there you go. Hey, Tom Lawrence is here. Hey, Chris, congrats on 100K, $10 super chat. Thank you, Tom Lawrence. And of course, if you guys, I'm sure most of you guys are familiar with Tom's channel. If you're not, go over to Lawrence Systems on YouTube and give them a follow, because they are Tom just puts out great content, lots of NAS stuff. A little bit so Tom gets more detailed than I do. he gets a little bit more techie, a little bit more in depth than I do, because he knows what he's doing. And yeah, there you go. All right, Zach Scriven Media, $5 super chat. Congrats on 100K, Chris. And if I'm not mistaken, Zach also has his own YouTube channel. Zach, if you want to plug your YouTube channel, you can pop that into the comments. You're more than welcome to do so. And thank you for being such a strong supporter over the years. Let's see. What else we got going on? Let's go back to this video. There's a couple other things that I wanted to show you guys. So in terms of the history of this channel, I started on January 16th, 2015. That was when this video right here was first uploaded. My first Ubiquiti video was exactly 1 month later, and it was this one, Ubiquiti UVP unboxing and setup with free PBX and a unified controller. This is back when, I'll turn this down a little bit.
Hey everybody, my name's
Hey, look
Chris.
at that. I'm wearing the exact same shirt. I'm wearing the same shirt in both these videos. This where I'm filming this right here is this exact office that I'm in right now, but it's like a different angle, like out these windows right here. So this window right here on the right-hand side, this is the window that you guys see out my back here when I'm doing my regular videos. I had this room empty for a long time. The bedroom next door used to be my office, and then when I had so much equipment and so much stuff, and I was kind of outgrowing that bedroom, I shifted into this room, which is a little bit bigger, and it's really served me well. Oh, look at that! Someone actually nailed my my other YouTube channel. Look at that. Good. Congratulations, Nick. Hang on a second here. Nick, if you send info at crosstalksolutions.com, send me your info. I'm going to hit you up with a $20 Amazon gift card. But yeah, that was my old channel, and that is where I started to get into YouTube for the first time, was this channel called Pacific Northwest Outdoors. So one of the things that I do other than tech stuff is I love outdoor stuff. I love gardening. I love chopping down trees with my chainsaw. You know, and out here in Oregon, I mean, look at this picture behind me here. Like, you see this right here? This dense brush stuff. This is what I have to deal with every weekend when I'm out messing in my yard. I'm pulling salal. I'm cutting down salmon berries. And so I had an old channel that was Pacific Northwest Outdoors. I was originally trying to be kind of like a gardening channel, an outdoors channel. And I never got much traction with it. I think I maybe hit like 1,000 subscribers or something. I don't even remember. But when I lost my job, and then I decided to go full-time into Crosstalk Solutions. I very quickly realized that I do not have time for any more outdoors videos, and instead I started making Crosstalk Solutions videos, and that was directly related to my business, and that took off more so than the outdoor channel ever did. So yeah, it's all those videos are still out there. One of them had a ton of views because I put it up on like HomeDepot.com as a review for some product or something, and it got like 150,000 views. I was super proud of that at the time. So yeah, Pacific Northwest Outdoors, hit me up, Nick, and I will send you a $20 Amazon gift card. Good, nice find. And by the way, how did you find it, Nick? Put that in the comments. I'm curious. How did you find that other channel? That's amazing. All right, Andrew Yagi writes $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Congrats, Chris. I also love VoIP.ms. And again, yeah, we're using VoIP.ms in the interim, guys. But again, I don't like them long term for a couple of reasons. Number one reason, though, is totally selfish. It's because they have a really cruddy referral program. But the reason that I still refer people to VoIP.ms is because I don't ever want to refer someone somewhere just because I get a really good referral off of that, right? This is SIP trunks. This is your business. This is your phone numbers. It has to be a solid, reliable solution. And so even though I barely get anything, I mean, their referral program is absolute crap. Even though I barely get anything for referring people to VoIP.ms, that's what I'm doing in the interim because their support and their service are excellent. Okay, cool. Why every time when someone paused a video, someone is there with open mouth? Well, let me see if I can.
Crosstalk Solutions.
Oh, because I'm talking the whole time.
And today we're going to be unboxing.
I'm trying to get it where I don't have my mouth open.
UVP voiceover.
I can't do it. That's too hard. That's why, because everyone's talking. Anyway, so this was my first Ubiquiti video, uploaded February 16th. 2015. Yeah, that was a long time ago. So the month after I started the channel, I uploaded my first Ubiquiti video. Another key milestone in the Crosstalk. So I tried to look for a few key milestones. I only found a few because I was running out of time. I had to start the live stream. But another key milestone. God, I got that glare on my face again. What is going on? How can I fix that? Dang. Stinking sun out here in Oregon. You wouldn't expect the sun. Hang on, I'll just pull my shade. There we go. That fixes it. Sorted. Look at that. Another key milestone was, what is this? Did I pull this out? Oh, was this video here. Free PBX Polycom directory automation. Let me put that there. And this is where I did a video on. This was April 15th.
Welcome to Crosstalk Solutions.
My
My name's Chris, and today we're going to talk about how to create an automated central directory for Polycom phones.
Yeah, so you look at this video. Look at all this stuff that started to pile up in the background because I just didn't have a lot of room, and I was working on people's stuff. God, look at all this old junk I had back here. All this old Ubiquiti stuff. That looks like an edge router or a tough switch. Man. But I started to run out of room. Look at that thumbnail. How's that for a thumbnail? Hang on, let me get off of that. Oh, there we go. The reason that this video is important, or is an important milestone, is this is the first video where I changed up to the yellow thumbnails. That is what I use now. It's like the, basically our branded thumbnails, which is that like yellow background with the Crosstalk logo in the bottom left-hand corner. This was the first video where I used that that format. Actually, I think it's the second video where I used that format, but the first video where I used that format, which was called How to Steal Your Neighbor's Wi-Fi. It's kind of an infamous video on this channel because it was taken down by YouTube after it got a bunch of complaints because people thought I was actually stealing Wi-Fi or actually teaching people how to steal Wi-Fi, and they didn't understand that that's not really the way that it works, and it was just more of like a kind of a clickbait type title for that video. And to this day, I still get people asking about that video. Hey, can you re-upload it, but, you know, name it something else or something like that. So, yeah. How did you come across the song? That's a good question. So the song was, it's some song that's in the YouTube DRM free music library. So I was just searching through the DRM. I probably didn't put more than 10 minutes or 15 minutes into searching for a song, and I found one that kind of worked, and that's the that's the theme song that we still use to this day. So it's just, you'll hear it on other videos too. Every once in a while I'll watch a video and I'll hear that theme song because it's just part of the YouTube DRM free music library. Julio says, nice guitar. Yeah, I used to have guitars in the background of my videos. This is my Washburn half-body acoustic electric, and this is a, I forget the brand. I think it's a Takamine 12-string. I still have both of these guitars. In fact, the Washburn is hanging up over here, and I have the 12-string in my closet somewhere, but they're just not hanging up in the background of my videos anymore. One thing that people ask about a lot too is, Chris, what happened to your UVP clock, right? So my wall back here looks super bare right now because I just have a picture of Ash from, what movie is that? Where he's got the chainsaw hand. What movie is that? I forget. Evil Dead. This isn't Evil Dead. This is the third one in the series. My favorite Evil Dead movie. So I have a picture of Ash up there right now because I had one of those murals. If you guys haven't seen the mural, I'll pull it up here and then you can take a look at this. I love my mural. It's like this artwork that hangs on your wall, and you can actually, yeah, there's the mural. So it's a picture frame. You can turn it portrait or landscape, and then you can just load art into it. It comes with a full subscription where you can load all sorts of different art, and it looks like an actual painting, like it really does. And then, of course, when you twist it sideways, it changes to landscape type, whatever you have in your landscape library. It's just a really cool product, and I had it for about 2 months hanging up on the wall. And unfortunately, it broke. It's put out by Netgear, and Netgear, I should say, owns Mural, and the Wi-Fi adapter in the Mural stopped working, meaning that I couldn't. I could have kept the same pictures that I had in it, but I would never be able to update it or connect to it or change settings again. And so I factory reset it. I went with their support, I worked with them on it, and ultimately it's being RMA'd right now. So they're going to send me a new one, but I had to send them my old one first before I can get a new one. So unfortunately, that's in progress. So I just have a really bare wall, but you see the drywall screws over here. This is where my Ubiquiti clock used to be. I've now moved it up above my whiteboard here, so you can't see it on screen anymore. I'll try to get it back in screen somehow, but I had that mural hanging up there for such a long time. If you guys are interested in this mural too, I highly recommend it, other than the fact that mine broke. So hopefully they don't just break, but like I love mine. I absolutely love it. And they also have now they have a Samsung television that does a very similar thing, where it's a television when you're watching TV, and then when you turn it off, it displays artwork on like a super nice screen. So I love the concept of that. And by the way, this lady who just snapped a picture of herself and then it was immediately up on the screen, yeah, it doesn't work like that. That's a little bit of false advertising. You can upload it through the app, but it's not as quick as they're making it seem here. But really cool. All right, Camille Kozmicki. Hopefully I didn't pronounce your name incorrectly. Congrats on the 100,000 subs. Thank you so much. $2 super chat from Camille. Appreciate that. Oh, yeah, there's Caleb in the chat. Hey, Caleb. Samsung is called The Frame. So it's similar. And you know, I would actually get one of those Samsung ones instead, except that I have it hanging behind me really just so that it's a background in my videos. And I don't watch TV. Like, I'd have to turn around to like watch TV on it. And plus, I don't think the Samsung one has the ability to change portrait or landscape, which I really like that feature too. All right, Zachary says, just stop by to say thank you for so many great videos. I've got a Unify stack thanks to you. Help keep making quality content, and congratulations on 100K. All right, so have you ever used Mikrotik devices? Yeah, we've used Mikrotik. I have one video that I did on Mikrotik probably 4 years ago, and I have a new one coming out. And then David with Crosstalk, one of our subcontractors, also did a Mikrotik video. And then I've got a video on this coming out pretty soon. So this is the Mikrotik CRS 305-1G-4S Plus IN. It is a 1 gigabit and 4 SFP Plus switch that costs about, I think it was about 120 bucks for this. And they're hard to get. They're pretty much sold out everywhere. But this is a nice little device. And so I'm testing a very small 10 gigabit network. But I actually recorded a pretty good sized video for this device before I left on vacation. And then the Chelseo 10 gig card that I had in Windows, when I was recording my screen and testing with that 10 gig card, it kept blue screening my computer. So it wasn't working out very well, and it was dreadfully slow for some reason. So instead, I'm just going to do, instead of using my own computer to do the testing, I got to set up a whole nother test, and I got to re-record the entire video. But I ran out of time to do that before I left on vacation. And so, yeah, that's just, it's on my to-do list, but I wanted to get this Unify Protect out video first. So that's going to come out next, and then maybe I'll try for next week to get the 10 gig switching video out. But again, there's a lot more to 10 gigabit than you would think. It's not just like you plug in 2 computers with fiber and then all of a sudden you're transferring at 10 gigabit, because the network is no longer the bottleneck between those 2 computers. It's now like the hard drives that you have in those computers are the bottleneck. And so testing becomes a lot more complicated. Alonzo Smith says, Mikrotik versus the Unify 10 gig switch. Well, that'd be nice, but I don't have the Unify 10 gig switch. That thing's freaking expensive, man. This one was only 120 bucks. So we're testing with what we can do here. Yeah, there's Tom. 10G is fun. Yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. The Chelseo cards, by the way, were recommended to me by Tom Lawrence. I asked him about what cards he uses a long time ago. So thanks, Tom, for recommending a card that's crashing my Windows 10 PC. Appreciate that, buddy. Do I have something on my... Is that just the way I'm shaved? I keep seeing this like weird... I think I just shaved weird last time I shaved or something. It looks like there's a hair on my face. Well, I mean, there is hair on my face, but it looks like there's a hair, like a long hair on my face. Anyways. Yeah, Ubiquiti should send me a 10 gig switch. I would love that. I would absolutely play with their 10 gig switch. Man, I love the video where you threw 10 gig damaged UBNT access points like frisbees. So I almost pulled that one. That was in my channel. Here it is right here. UAP Disc Golf. So this is where I took my old... This actually ended up becoming my... see, I'll play this a little bit here. See if I can turn this off. This actually ended up becoming my UVP clock, or my my UAP clock. So you guys saw the UAP clock. This is it right here. So it was originally an old school UAP LR that broke. And so first I threw it around the disc golf course like a frisbee. Let's see, where am I doing that? This is me taking it apart. This is a fun video. I took it apart to show the insides of it. I still have the insides of it sitting right here. When was this published? September 27th, 2016. And look at that. I still have the insides of this thing just right here on my desk. Tells you why. That's why I've got a closet full of junk, because I can't get rid of anything. And then after a while, I ended up taking it out to the disc golf course and trying to throw some shots with it. See if I could catch myself actually throwing it. Here we go. Oh, you know what? I'm not showing this on screen. There we go. Let me bring this back. I'll start again. I love disc golf. Disc golf is fun. Is this slow motion? Yeah, this is slow-mo. Didn't quite get there. That was and it bust in half too. That was about about 20 feet short there. I think I threw it a few more times. This is probably the final try. Out of focus. Oh, I gave it all I got. That came close. All right, well, that was me throwing the disc golf around. So, yeah, thanks, Hugo, for bringing that one up. I do like that one as well. Okay, so let's go back here. In fact, I'm going to put the contest rules back up, guys. If you are interested in winning one of these prizes, if you join late, you can win either a Unify G3 Dome camera, new in the box, or you can win a Unify Switch 8 150 watt. So there's the rules right there. Basically, just follow me on Twitter and send out a tweet with the hashtag Crosstalk100K, and you will be entered into this contest. I will ship either of these to the United States. However, if we're international, I'll just PayPal you like $100 if you're international. All right, a couple more super chats came in. Mick Georgia Boy 706. Oh, Mr. Georgia Boy. Mick Georgia Boy. Mr. Georgia Boy 706. What do you recommend for cameras, switch, wireless access point, wall mount for the equipment, and anything else needed for a gig setup in my 2-story house? What I would recommend is, so it depends. If you watch my video that was complete Unify setup start to finish, that's basically what I recommend. And then as far as the cameras go, for the difference that I would make these days is that instead of the Gen 1 Cloud Key, get the Gen 2 Plus, which has Unify Protect, and then you can get a few cameras to sprinkle around your house. You can upgrade the hard drive if that's something that you want to do. And yeah, I mean, that's basically it. It's the same thing, except get the Gen 2 Plus Cloud Key, because it's a much better product than the Gen 1s, and it also has Protect. It's like $20 more than the Gen 2 standard Cloud Key, but it has a full hard drive, has Unify Protect. And other than that, it's pretty much that same video. If you have an internet connection that is greater than 60 megabits, all right, this is a key point that I don't think I've ever really talked about on the channel. If your internet connection is greater than 60 megabits of download, get the USG Pro or an Edge router. Okay, so I have found in my own research on the USG and just using it myself for a long time that it's just not great for bandwidth higher than about 60 megabit, okay? Especially if you want DPI and stuff. So then just go for the USG Pro, or what I have running here, see if I can show you that. No, it's blocked. I am running currently as my own firewall an Edge Router 4, which I love. And I get full speeds through this thing, no problem. It's a really, really great device. Okay, so we are getting close to an hour here, guys. I'm going to be wrapping this up pretty soon. Let's answer some more questions in the meantime, though. Super chat from Tekinator. Have a 6-pack on me. $4.99 super chat. Thank you so much, Tekinator. Appreciate that. Congrats on the subs, he says. All right. Mike Jones says, how do you feel about tech YouTubers like Fiber Ninja versus Linus? I wouldn't really put Fiber Ninja and Linus in the same category. I mean, so as far as YouTubers that are out there, everyone has their own style, right? And I think not only do they have their own style, but people have different, even within the realm of tech or the realm of IT, there's different subcategories, right? And Linus Tech Tips focuses a lot on more consumer hardware than they do so on like the stuff that I focus on. So you've got like Linus Tech Tips, Jay's 2 Cents, Paul's Hardware, a number of like Hardware Canucks. All of those guys I think are kind of in the same category where they may do a sort of a networking video every once in a while, but by and large they're focused on consumer hardware. Which is a much better niche, a much bigger niche than the one that I'm in, which is, more business-oriented enterprise hardware, or even like prosumer hardware, right? Like the Ubiquity, like the Unify line is like SMB and prosumer sort of hardware. So yeah, and then Fiber Ninja, I don't watch a ton of his videos because they're all very long. Like his latest video was like 41 minutes long or something. But he's more about like, cabling and I like that type of content, but I would not put him up against Linus Tech Tips as like a similar channel. I don't think they're similar at all. But again, it just comes into like, what are you looking for on YouTube, and what do you want to watch on YouTube? And I see, one of the things that I really try to do is I try to not waste my viewers' time. That's why my videos are highly edited, right? You see me make cuts. Like when I'm editing a video, if I pause for more than like 2 or 3 seconds, I usually cut out the pause, right? So you'll see quick cuts in my videos of, sometimes I take a second and then finish my thought. Like I process my thought, and I will cut that silence out because you guys don't need to be sitting there watching me do that. One of my pet peeves are YouTubers that just let the camera roll without any editing whatsoever, right? Where you're just like watching them and it's like, okay, I could have done this same video that took you 20 minutes. You could do that same amount of content in 8 minutes. So the extra 12 minutes is all just fluff that you're waiting for a piece of equipment to reboot or something, and you're just like killing time, and then you save all of that footage and upload it to YouTube. It's like, edit it out, take the extra effort, and actually make a video that people want to watch. Okay, so let's scroll down a little bit more. All right, so Christopher Agnostini says, even the USG Pro has some issues with gigabit when you turn on any kind of packet inspection. Yeah, so that's the thing that I found with the USGs as well, is they seem to get bogged down more than other firewalls, such as the edge routers. Let's see. Wow, I have USG 3Ps running 400 to 450 megabits consistently for download. So again, I would want to see proof of that. Again, according to the specs, the USG should work fine with a 400 megabit. Actually, I don't think the USG specs... Well, you say USG 3P. Which one is that? Is that the Pro, or is that just the standard small USG? I don't know what the 3P is. I know there's the USG and the USG Pro. Anyways, again, I would be hard-pressed to believe that you're getting 400 to 450 megabits on the small USG. On the USG Pro, I don't find that very hard to believe, but, again. And I'm just going from my own experience. The USG that I had in place, I have a 300 megabit internet connection. It was giving me about between 60 and 80 with the USG. When I upgraded to the Edge Router 4, I was getting 320 megabits on my 300 megabit connection. So again, that's why I would recommend for my customers, if you got more than 60 megabits, go with the USG Pro or go with an Edge Router. Okay, so I agree on the USG for 1 gig speeds, the USG Pro for 1 gig speeds. I get full gig speeds all day, and I can run full IPS and still get 400 down. Just upgrade to Noctua fans. They're too noisy out of the box. Yeah, I would upgrade the fans as well. Let's see. I think my AT&T 10 gigabit dedicated line is overkill for my house. Yes, I'm sure it is. Although I am jealous. I would love to have a 10 gig dedicated line at my house. I saw a UNMS question. Have you played with UNMS at all? Yes. So I actively have a UNMS server that I have a bunch of clients on. And I love it. I actually really like UNMS a lot. I have only done, I think, 1 video on UNMS, and that was a video where I just showed how to install it. And yeah, other than that, Packet Dog, Linus is an entertainer. So that's another good point. Like, Linus's videos are very entertaining. Keep in mind also that Linus's videos are very scripted, which I'm not knocking him for this. I'm saying, like, I wish I was at that level, right? Like, his videos are very scripted because he has teleprompters, he has writers, he has researchers, he has a sales department that goes out and finds him brand deals and stuff. Like, he's got he's the guy to aspire to as far as an example of tech YouTubers or tech people on YouTube. So he himself is just very down to business making videos, right? And I mentioned something about this in a video he did when they did a 2-part video on updating their server room closet, where they were just fumbling around a lot and not really kind of knowing what they were doing. But like, Linus isn't responsible for that. I mean, he doesn't have the time to be learning that level of networking and server room management, right? That's not his job. His job is he is an entertainer, and a business person. He's running that business. He doesn't have time to be focused on that sort of stuff. So people were really getting on him in the comments about not knowing what he was doing. But guess what? He doesn't have to know what he's doing because that's not his job. His job is very different from that. So, same thing with the time that he did a point-to-point Ubiquiti video. Like, we were all laughing at his video about, like, man, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. But, like, it's because he's just doing it for the first time. And by the way, I do that a lot too. I'll put something out there because I'm trying something out. Case in point, like when I did the fan upgrade in this Switch. I got it wrong the first time, right? But I still put the video out. And then you guys correct me in the comments. Usually it's very nice, constructive criticism. Sometimes you guys are assholes. That's okay. But then I learn from that, and I put out updates that like, hey, now learn from what I learned, right? And now this is uploaded to YouTube. So, okay. Any recommendations on a UTM that can replace a Sonicwall? I support a local organization, and they have public IP. So I believe a decent one, and maybe go to Tom Lawrence's channel. Check out his video on the Untangle firewall. So Tom did a really good video on Untangle. He's also done a ton of videos on pfSense. I think both of those would probably have the options that you need, but I think Untangle is going to be more of a licensed, out-of-the-box, has all the features you need, whereas I think pfSense is you get a base product, and if you want to add additional features, you have to add those features in as like software packages. Again, I haven't worked with either pfSense or Untangle myself, so I can't be 100% sure, but I believe that is I believe that information is accurate. Someone else said FortiGate as well, and FortiGate I think is also a good option. We have installed some FortiGates for customers. Again, I haven't worked with them myself, but I have expertise of my subcontractors that have done FortiGates, and they absolutely love them. Okay, let's see. So Tom says, yes, keep the content concise. And that's it. Just cut out all the fluff. You don't need all that. And sometimes I cut out too much too. There's been a lot of times where people are like, oh, well, you should have tested this and this, or you should have done this. And it's actually something that I did do, but I ended up cutting out of the video because it just was, the pacing was bad. Like it was just taking too long to get a point across or something. Okay, so Hector Silver said USG 3P is the 3-port WAN, LAN 1, LAN 2 / WAN 2 USG. So again, I would be hard pressed to see. So even with IPS disabled, it was severely my USG was severely handicapping my internet connection. Obviously that's anecdotal, right? Because that was one situation. But when I see something like that happen, I immediately don't want to put my clients who have, higher speed internet connections in the same category that I found myself in. So that's why I would immediately recommend an upgrade to the Pro or, something like an Edge router. Someone says the USW Pro 24 just hit beta. So I'm unfortunately not allowed to show anything in the early access store. I'm not really even allowed to talk about stuff in the early access store. Ubiquiti is very quick to shut down anything related to showing anything that's in beta. So remember I put my hand on something earlier? I'm going to keep this off frame, but my hand's right here. You hear that? I hit a box right there. That is a product that is currently in the early access store that I am not allowed to show. I won't even show the box. I just got this today from Ubiquiti. They sent me a device to check out. And again, I am not allowed to talk to you guys about it, or else they will tell me to cut it out. I had to actually download one of my live streams, cut a whole section out where I was looking at the early access store, and then edit it together and re-upload it one time, because Ubiquiti was like, yeah, you can't show what's in the early access store. And I really, I remain neutral as far as my opinion of their individual products, but I do want to stay on their good side. Like I always want Ubiquiti to be on my good side, or I want to be on their good side. I don't want to piss them off. So I follow their rules, and then, I give my own opinion about their products, as you guys will see when I do the Protect video coming out here on Thursday. Hopefully on Thursday. Don't hold me to that, because, it's a big video, and if I run into some problems, I might not get it out as quickly as I want to. Okay, I'm going to skip forward here. Oh, there we go, Desi. Let's see, what is that? Euros? Yeah, €2 super chat. A video on IDS and IPS. So maybe. I think other YouTubers have done that. And since I don't really use it myself, and I'm not a huge fan of the way that intrusion detection and intrusion prevention services are implemented in Unify. Okay? So if I were going to do some IDS and IPS videos, I would want to do them on a product where I feel like those services are implemented really well, if that makes sense. So again, I do give my own opinion about stuff, but I will hold back opinions if if I don't want to just like go out there and start bashing Ubiquiti or any other company for that matter, just because I really hate a product. Like the USG has a lot of really good aspects to it, but I don't think the intrusion detection, intrusion prevention system is quite up to snuff yet. I think there's a lot of features that are missing. So yeah, and then again, Tom knows about stuff like that. Tom, I don't know if you've done a video on the intrusion detection in USG, but Tom says Unify runs Suratica, but they don't give you much access to the back end, right? So there you go. Okay, so here's someone, by the way, some of these comments get hidden here. I've got them showing on my screen, but guys, it's not the best place to advertise your YouTube channel is in someone else's live stream. So obviously you guys can see this. If you want to follow these people and you see their comments here, go right ahead. It's a free internet, but yeah, just not really kosher to be advertising in other people's live streams. Okay, so Tom has not done a video on the USG. All right. Let's see. I'm planning to buy USG Pro. It has 2 WANs. Can you make a video about wireless ISP, UCRM? So UCRM is an interesting. I think UCRM is still in beta, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe you guys can correct me on that. I like UCRM. I would like to do a video on UCRM. And in fact, I have an outline for a series of videos on how to start a small wireless ISP. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. I'm going to try to do that at some point, but I have to clear it with Ubiquiti first, because if UCRM is still in beta, they might not want me doing videos on it. And if that's the case, I either have to wait till it's out of beta or I have to find an alternate to UCRM. And I really like UCRM. I think it works well. Yeah, anyways. So there you go, Tom. Lawrence System, I've done one on Suricata, and PF Sense. So Tom has done intrusion protection, intrusion prevention, intrusion detection for PF Sense. Which I think if you're serious about intrusion detection, like you have a business where you want to make sure that IDS and IPS are working very well and you have insight into them, don't go with a USG. Go with something like the Untangle. Go with something like PF Sense with Suricata on it, right? It's going to be better for that application than what they've implemented in Unify so far. And maybe that'll change. Unify changes all the time. They always add and they always add new stuff, so you never know. Okay, so let's see. Does the Cloud Key Gen 2 Plus support non-Unify cameras? So that is a question that I cover in my Protect video. The answer is no, it does not. Okay, hello from Portugal, Manuel Gemelas. Hello, Manuel. I'm really interested in the WISP video series. Okay, good. That's good to know. I'm pretty sure setting up your own ISP system in Europe is illegal. I think there's some legislation which, with relation to guarantees and SLA, TechFlow got called for it in the UK. So that's interesting. And okay, so TechFlow is Alex from Mars Bar, and he does videos on his small wireless ISP, which is about the scale that I would be talking about in this video, where basically you're trying to serve it to neighbors off of the roof of your house or something like that, right? And so, yes, it's going to be very dependent on local regulations with what you can and can't do. I'm not the regulation police though, right? I'm going to put the information out there, and then it's up to you guys. If you're in Wales or the UK or wherever, and they have stricter regulations on what you can do with a wireless ISP, you got to look that up yourself. I'm not going to be the one to find that information out for you, okay? That's for you guys to figure out. All right, hello from Germany. Congratulations for 100K. Thank you so much. All right, CPG7215 says, congratulations on 100K. Enjoy your content. I've done 2 free PBX systems so far because of your videos. I do Unify as well, both video and Wi-Fi. I do like your videos on all of their new equipment. Yeah, and the free PBX stuff, guys, if you're looking to do a PBX, check out my free PBX videos. I have also fully subtitled every video in the latest free PBX series, right? I pay, it's $1 a minute, and some of these videos are 30, 40 minutes, and there's 22 of them so far. I pay $1 a minute to have those videos professionally subtitled, okay? It's because I really want it clear that this is an excellent platform, and especially if you are not the best English speaker or English is your second language, I want you to be able to read it as well as listen to what I'm saying. And yeah, I believe in free PBX so much, I pay the extra money. Even though those videos aren't the most popular video on my channel, I pay the extra money for that service because I think it's well worth it. Okay, so 206-48527. Congrats. Let's see. USG, IDS, IPS enabled or not? I'm confused. What would you do? Well, again, it depends. If I have a customer that needs intrusion detection and that is like on their checklist of items, like we have to have intrusion detection, then I probably wouldn't be putting in a USG. Okay, I'd be putting in something that handles IDS, IPS better than USG. Otherwise, you could turn it on for the stats if you want, and you're not killing your, and the overhead of having intrusion detection on isn't hurting your internet connection. You can turn it on. If it is hurting your internet connection, I would turn it off. Tanner Thomas says, I am the lead tech of an MSP. Awesome, Tanner. And I absolutely love your channel. We use all the same stuff as you. We're now starting up a WISP, so the WISP videos would be great. Okay, excellent. Well, like I said, I wouldn't look for those too soon. It's a big project to put out a series of videos like that, but we're looking at like probably June, July timeframe. And we're planning on recording them in like April, May, then you edit them and get them out, June, July. So, okay. Packet Dog, $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Packet Dog. I appreciate that. I'm going to give this about another figure 10 to 15 minutes here, guys. So we'll stop it at an hour and a half runtime, and it is now an hour and 18 minutes. So get those questions in now. I already feel like I'm starting to lose my voice. In fact, let me take a little drink here. That is chai tea for anyone wondering. That is chai iced tea. All right, Paul North says, hey, Chris, is the only way to route 10 gig between VLANs on Unify to use an XG-USG? I would think so. Because that's the only, they don't, like in a, I'm trying to think, like if you use a 48-port switch with the SFP plus ports, technically you're doing 10 gig, but I'm trying to remember if those are layer 3, if it would work or not. I don't remember. I'd have to set it up and test it. I don't think you can do it without that XG firewall, though. Okay, so let's see. Is the CloudKey Gen 2 Plus ready for prime time? Meaning, can you run 10 to 20 cameras reliably? Well, again, wait for my Protect videos, guys. I will cover as many questions as I possibly can, including my feelings on how many cameras you can run on the CloudKey Gen 2 Plus. That is in the Protect video. Okay, so stay tuned for that. Again, hopefully this Thursday. Grayson, hey Grayson, how's it going? I configured Asterisk PBX to talk to Google's Home Assistant. For example, extension 427718 turns on the light, and another one turns off the light. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's neat what you can do with like the Google Home stuff and the Home Assistant stuff. I just don't personally, I don't like the privacy issues, and I'm not confident that your privacy is private, I guess, or secure with either the Google stuff or Alexa. right? And until there's like stronger litigation revolving privacy laws and privacy rules, especially here in the U.S., I am not comfortable putting one of those devices in my house. I'm not, and again, not for any nefarious reason, but just, you know, I don't agree with the lack of concern for privacy in those devices. And so it's the same reason I'm not on Facebook and same reason I'm not on Instagram. I guess you got to pick I'm on Twitter, so you got to pick your poison as far as social media goes. But like, yeah, I don't trust Facebook, and they own Instagram, and they own, what's the other chat, the secure chat service that Facebook now owns? I forget what it is, but they own that too. So are you private even on that secure chat service? Who knows? All right, let's see. Someone said they were also drinking. Oh, I'm literally here sipping chai tea. Amazing. I like chai tea. You know what it is like I was drinking a lot of coffee, and I found that the coffee was giving me, like I felt my anxiety levels going up because of the amount of caffeine that I was drinking. And so I've been trying to cut back. I still drink coffee, but I've switched to decaf coffee, which tell me in the comments, is decaf coffee still has some caffeine in it, right? It's just a lot less than regular caffeinated coffee, or is it like zero caffeine? I'm not exactly sure. It might be just like a placebo effect where I'm drinking coffee, and even though it's decaf, I feel like it's waking me up a little bit. But I find that chai tea also has a decent amount of caffeine in it, but it's not the same. It doesn't give me the same anxiety that that coffee that's like straight up regular coffee does. So, when will be the unboxing of the YouTube play button? I don't know if I do an unboxing on a YouTube play button. I mean, I've seen so many of those videos. I always just like, I don't know. I always like providing really quality content. I don't like content that just feels like I'm bragging. And so I probably wouldn't do that. Like I actually at one point shot, and it like the computer that I have sitting down here below my desk is awesome. It's like a Corsair Carbide Air 540 case with like LED interior and a GTX 1080. Like it's a Intel i7 8700K. It's a beautiful computer, and I set it up for video editing, and I did all this work, and I recorded a whole video about me building this computer as an editing rig. And then I trashed the entire thing because I'm just like, this just looks like I'm bragging about my computer. Like, it's stupid. Like, people don't want to see that. And that's what Linus Tech Tips is for. You know what I mean? That's not my channel. I'm not here to brag about my consumer, you know, my off-the-shelf consumer hardware. So I just trashed that whole video, and I never put it out. Oh, here we go. It's not 0%. So there is caffeine, but it's a lot less. Okay. I wonder what percentage it's a lot less. I should look that up. Minuscule amounts of caffeine. Oh, I didn't put my phone on mute. All right, there we go. Do not disturb. Tea doesn't wig me out. There are other properties to coffee that F's me up. Yeah, that's kind of what I was feeling. Like, the tea seems like it's fine. Like, I could drink, like, black tea. Black tea definitely gives me, like, a caffeine bump. Like, you can feel it. But it doesn't seem to be the same. It seems like it's like a cleaner... It's like a cleaner high, man. It's like a cleaner high than just regular caffeine from coffee, you know? Sounds like I'm talking about drugs. Someone just subbed to Pacific Northwest Outdoor. You can sub to that channel and watch all those videos, guys. They're still out there, but I don't upload or maintain that channel, and I haven't in 5 years. So, so there you go. And now that there's so many people looking at it, maybe I might actually take it down because... it doesn't need to be out there anymore. It was in my early days of learning how to do YouTube, and it was a really great learning experience. It helped me. It gave me a really big jump start for when I started this channel. But again, it was ultimately a channel that didn't take off. So, Mauricio, what happened to the beautiful display you had on the wall there? I talked about that earlier in the live stream. That was my mural. It's, long story short, I have it out for RMA because the Wi-Fi card in it broke. And I hope to get it back soon because, man, it looks so bare back here now. I really want that back. So, yeah, I will have it back soon. And the mounting bracket is still up here. It's behind this picture. That's why I put that picture up there, just to cover it up. Okay, so can you do a video on setting up a Radius server for authenticating Wi-Fi users? Yeah, I would actually. I've thought about doing that video on Radius authentication, but I just don't know that much about it, and it's one of those things that, like, in order to put a video out that I feel is worth the audience's time, I have to know a lot about the subject, and I have to have tested it a lot. And so to put out a video on a technology that I haven't personally worked with or I'm not that familiar with, it takes way more time for me to do that because there's a lot of research in the back end before I even feel comfortable enough to shoot a video on it. And so that just takes so much time. Stuff like that I just haven't had time to do. At least put the play button on the wall. I will. And more Tesla stuff. Yes, I am going to do more Tesla stuff. I'm still loving my car, and like, they're coming out with some really cool updates. And I also have I want to do a full walkthrough of the Tesla app on the phone, and I want to do a video that shows all of the accessories that I purchased for my Tesla, the type of floor mats and cup inserts and the things that I use to protect the back seats from my kids' car seats and stuff like that. So yeah. Try CDM, Cafe du Monde coffee and chicory. You can enjoy rich coffee with less caffeine. Yes, I'm from New Orleans. Oh, all right. Good tip there. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. Just start dropping stuff, and the Linus Tech Tips groupies will be here in no time. I know. You know, it's funny. It's like, I actually considered going to Linus Tech Expo this year because there's a lot of YouTubers that I personally like that are going. I'm sure Jace 2 Cents is going. I know Barnacles is going. I know Wendell is going. And so I almost thought about going up to Canada to at least just go, even if I didn't film a video on it, I think it would be fun to go. But then by the time I heard about it, it was like all of the good ticket packages were sold out. So maybe I'll go next year. Same thing happened to me with CES. I was going to go to CES this year, and I waited till about a month before CES to start looking for hotel rooms, and literally all of Las Vegas was sold out. The only thing that I could get was a Motel 6 off the strip, and it was still like $275 a night. And I was just like, no thanks, I'm good. I'm not doing that. And if you want to get a YouTuber pass to CES, you have to have minimum 1 million subscribers. It starts at minimum 1 million. So next year, Paul's Hardware, he's about to hit 1 million, or he might have just hit 1 million. He can go and they'll comp his pass. So lots of people saying yes on the Radius authentication stuff. Maybe I'll do it. Or Tom, if you're still in the channel, maybe Tom can do a Radius. I feel like Tom would know Radius authentication like already, much more than I do. So maybe he can do that as well. Good idea for a video, though, definitely, guys. Okay, so yes, you still need an XG to route as the switches are not layer 3. Okay, so that's exactly what I thought. So as I was saying, the switches, not being layer 3 switches, it's tough to do that kind of routing, at full 10 gig speeds. Even if you had a 10 gig SFP plus in and out from the XG to like a 48 port switch, it has to go all the way to the XG and then come back. Okay, let's see. We're going to wrap it up. How is your Tesla wall charger holding up? It's holding up great. And as a matter of fact, I got the Elon Musk signature black wall connector now as well. And unfortunately, though, the black wall connector they sent me has a 25-foot cable to plug the car in. And the one that I got is an 8-foot cable. And the 8-foot cable works fine. So I'm not going to deal with a 25-foot cable. So I'm not going to swap it out. So basically, I have an extra wall connector. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet. I might try to sell it. But man, it's that like sleek black wall connector with like the Elon Musk signature on it. Like, it's beautiful. Like, I love it. But I don't want to pay an electrician to like try to figure out if they can swap the cable on me. And I don't know. Elon Musk, by the way, one of the things that I earned as a referral from Tesla is an invite to the next unveiling event. And they just announced last night that the next unveiling event is like in 10 days. It's like on the 14th down in Los Angeles. And they're going to be unveiling the Tesla Model Y. And someone asked Elon Musk on Twitter last night, hey, is this what you're going to be giving away for the people who had enough referrals to get an invite to the unveiling event, such as me. And Elon Musk replied, probably yes. So it may very well be that I am hopping in the Tesla and driving down to Los Angeles like next week. So we'll see. I'm absolutely going to go to that unveiling event if I get invited. And it's just a matter of like figuring out travel like super quick. So hopefully they hurry up on those invites and I can get down there, and I will film that whole thing because I am super hyped to go to a Tesla unveiling event. So Tom Lawrence says that he has a pfSense video coming, or a Radius video coming up, and he said we did a setup of a few pfSense / Unify Radius configurations. All right. All right, let's see. A couple more questions, guys. Have you made any videos about FreePBX and CTI? What are CTI options for Asterisk? So we have we made any videos about CTI? CTI is basically computer telephony and integration, like where you can have a call come in, say, hey, please enter your account number to continue. Someone puts in their account number with their touch tone dial pad, and then it does like a database lookup and then can do a screen pop onto an agent's desktop. That's a very simple example, but that's like a computer, that's like a CTI application. And in FreePBX and in the space that we sell to, which is the SMB, there's very, very little call for that, right? You don't really get into CTI until the cost of CTI outweighs the cost of the amount of time that your call center agents spend like looking up an account number and stuff, right? So it's not really the same space that we're in. So I mean, we've done a couple of CTI apps in the past, but we're certainly not experts on it. So I probably won't do any videos on that. But good question. Thanks. All right, $5 Canadian super chat. All right, Canada, eh? I bet everyone in Canada is probably so sick of Americans saying, oh, Canada, eh? Anyways, thanks for all the great videos. Trying to move my home over to Unify. Your videos have been such a great help. Awesome, Nicholas. Well, I appreciate that. Another $10 super chat just came in from Jason Bodenheimer. Thank you so much for that $10 super chat. And it says, Chris, pick me up in San Francisco. I'll help you film. I've actually got a buddy. So when you get the referral invite, you get 2 tickets. And my second ticket's already taken, guys. Sorry, I've got myself and then a really, really good friend of mine that lives in Los Angeles, had a Model S forever, and I promised him that I would take him to the unveiling event. So there you go. We get that a lot. Don't worry, we say Murica a lot. No doubt. All right, FreePBX is awesome. I'm planning to do it for my home. Yeah, it's a great project for your home. I don't know if you necessarily need a server or anything, but yeah. It's good stuff. All right, so let me cover the contest one more time for everyone. Go back to this view here. Okay, guys, so again, thank you so much for 100,000 subs. I literally, when I started this, like I said, my first upload was January 16th, 2015. If you said, hey, Chris, in 4 years and 2 months, you're going to have 100,000 subscribers, I would have been like, bullshit. It's astounding to me. I wouldn't think that there's 100,000 tech guys that are interested in YouTube videos. The niche that I'm in anyways, networking and Wi-Fi and that sort of stuff. So thank you guys. Seriously, from the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. This channel is nothing without our 100,000 subscribers, okay? And I really, really appreciate it. And so I'm doing a couple giveaways. I'm trying to boost my Twitter following, so the giveaway is going to be on Twitter. I will keep it open until like this Friday, okay? So you have until this Friday. Let's see how many tweets I got during this live stream. I'm going to pop up my tweeters. 20 plus. It just says 20 plus. So a lot. Anyways, thank you guys. I absolutely appreciate it. And if you are interested in winning either, there we go, a Ubiquiti G3 dome camera. I love this camera. Indoor only, by the way. Don't put this outside. This is an indoor camera. If you're interested in winning this camera, or if you're interested in winning a Unify Switch. This thing's hefty, man. This is a heavy box. A Unify Switch 8 150 watt. Okay, here are the rules. must be following me on Twitter at CrosstalkSOL. Send any tweet or reply with the hashtag Crosstalk100K. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is they've got these services online where you can basically just randomly pick a person who tweeted to Crosstalk100K. I'm also limiting it to only one entry per person. You know, they have these things online that'll actually filter out unique entrants. Okay, and so you can't just hit me up at Crosstalk100K like 50 times and get 50 entries into the contest. You get one entry into the contest. We're trying to make this fair. And if you're international, I'm not going to ship these to you, but I will send you $100 on PayPal or something like that. Okay, so again, thank you guys so much. So yeah, Saeed just asked, is the giveaway worldwide? So that's it. I won't ship these worldwide. And anyways, well, this one at least has a US power plug, so I don't think you'd really even want it worldwide. Maybe you would. I don't know. But I'll send you $100. Then you can put that towards the purchase of your own. And there you go. All right, a few more questions, and then we're going to get going, guys. Let's see. I am a follower from Libya. All right. I don't know if I've ever heard of anyone following from Libya, so welcome. Faisal Ahmadi. If I said that wrong, I apologize. I'm a follower from Libya, and I thank you very much for your educational videos. And Nicholas says, you won't even ship to Canada. Nicholas, if you win and you're in Canada, I will check the shipping cost. And if it's not too outrageous, then yes, I will ship to Canada. Okay? Listen, guys, I'm trying to be as fair as possible without, like, you know, spending $500. So I did this one giveaway, and this is the one that I always refer back to. And I was giving away some rack studs. Those are those like little plastic inserts that you can use to mount equipment into network racks. Rack studs are great, right? And they sent me a couple of packs of rack studs to give away, and I opened it up internationally because I figured, hey, whatever, I'll just put some rack studs in like a padded envelope and I can ship them wherever. Yeah, so that free contest for like $20 worth of rack studs cost me $60 worth of shipping. When I had to send two different winners to two different places. I think one was Germany and one might have been Canada. I don't remember where the second winner was, but it was like two international shipments of $20 worth of rack studs cost me $60. And I was just like, oh man, that's too much. That's too much money. I sent them. I went ahead and sent them. I spent the money, but because I said I would. But anyways, don't ship to Australia. It will get lost here. All right, Andres from Colombia, another one. Great YouTube channel. Have been a follower for a while now, and I follow you from Colombia. That's it. Road trip down to Crosstalk Solutions. There you go. Yeah, if you guys win and you want to come pick it up, I'll certainly meet you for a beer, and I'll hand it to you. I got a lot of great brew pubs out here on the Oregon coast. I'm happy to go get a beer with you. Okay. All right, guys. Well, again, thank you so much, everyone. I'm going to sign off now because I definitely feel my voice going out. Thanks again for 100K, and stay tuned for some like super exciting stuff. I've got a lot of things brewing. I'm trying to set this channel apart from other similar channels, right? I want Crosstalk Solutions to stand out. I want to be the Linus Tech Tips of the networking niche on YouTube, right? So a lot of really exciting stuff coming. Stay tuned. Thank you for your support, and thank you for your continued support. And I will try to live stream more than once every 3 months. So thanks again for watching. If you stayed till the end of the video, I really appreciate it. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Enter my contest. And all the rules are down in the description below if you missed them. All right, guys. Thanks again. Bye.